Welcome to Off the Roster, brought to you by our founding partner, ProLine. Must be 18 or older to bet in store, 19 plus to bet online. And for Ontario residents only, I'm Lindsay Dunn alongside Cabbie and Dan Riccio. And happy hump day! I thought today was Monday, so today already is the best day of the week. How are we feeling today, guys?
Well, little sleepy after the late night Leafs loss again, back to backs. I know they've still got the West Coast swing and the Raptors next week, so we're getting into a different routine right now.
Yeah, it's hump day. It kind of feels come see, come saw. Maybe like a 6 out of 10. Lindsay, how are you feeling?
All right. We're going to get you to a 10 out of 10 by the time the show is done. I'm feeling great. Like I said, I thought it was Monday for bits, already halfway through the work week. And we have Jack Armstrong. We have curling Canadian legend and badass all around Rachel Homan. And yeah, we do have to talk a little bit about the Leafs game, which will take us down for a moment. Leafs, very lopsided loss against Utah, going 6-1. I know we're all on a bit of a high after they won in OT in Denver, but here's what Craigie B had to say after the game.
This is a flush game for me. We just didn't execute well enough, and it's kind of like we almost got a goal. We almost got the playoff, but we just didn't execute well enough. And I'll give them credit. They had a great game plan. They were honest. We didn't have much room out there. Any opportunity we got, we really had to work for it. And they were tight defensively, and they were quick offensively. They made us chase it around.
Yeah. So we're gonna.
Do we have any toilet bowl sounds in our archives or at our disposal? Because that's basically what we need to do with this one, guys.
Chase it around is right. It just felt like the Utah Mammoth, they owned the puck, and the Leafs just tried to rent it for periods of the game.
Oh, I love that. I'll be honest with you guys. I hopefully am not in the doghouse after I admit this to you. I muted our group chat going into the third period because my vibes were still high in my household. I'm like, hey, I don't care that they're down 5 billion goals. I think they can come back. Anything is possible. And then, oh man, it was not possible. But one game they lost. Let it go. Do what Craigie B said. Because as long as you win games, when it counts for me is in the playoffs, please make it to the playoffs. We're going to let this one go. Tomorrow, big day in Vegas. So, Dan, I'm not sure your thoughts because you were muted for a little bit in the group chat. I'm kidding. We're unmuted now. We're back, baby. What did you think of the game?
So it's very much like Craig Berube. You're gonna take the stick, the video, and you're just gonna chuck it. It's not anything that you want to think about later on. It's not anything that you're going to need in the future. It was second half of a back-to-back, tough travel going from Denver to Salt Lake City. They didn't have their legs. Utah did, and that's just one you chalk up as a scheduled loss, especially when you won 8 of your last 10 games. You got yourself back into a playoff position after that big win on Monday over the Colorado Avalanche, the best team in hockey. Like, this is a completely different conversation than that 4-0 loss against the Washington Capitals in December, which was just like felt like rock bottom at the time for the Leafs. Like, where are they going? There was questions about Craig Berube. Is he on the hot seat? All those things. They end up making the coaching change after that one. That was a blowout at a bad time for the Leafs, but they've earned themselves a little bit more leash of this is just a one-off. They've been playing really well lately. You get back on track Thursday against Mitch Marner and the Vegas Golden Knights.
Utah set the tone with high energy and intensity as though it was dad playing the stepdad in hoops on the driveway and with mom watching in the house. Like, Utah was the dad. Utah's like, no, this used to be mine. You know what I mean? They've won. They came in winners of 4 of 6, and there aren't a lot of positive takeaways that we can draw from a 6-1 loss. I will give some credit to Dennis Hildeby, though. He faced 40 shots, and it's the second time he's faced 40 or more shots this season. He faced 47 in a 5-4 loss to Carolina. But it was like Hildeby was under siege. He was like a hot girl in a group of friends that go to a bar and there are multiple bachelor parties at that bar. Like, it was just, so many 24 high danger chances for Utah, 9 for Toronto. The dude, and I think Craig Berube also absolved him of the loss, saying like it's not just his fault. Like the Utah just played with unbelievable energy. Dylan Gunther had a couple, he had a couple like point blank chances, and then obviously scored a couple of goals and was trying to get that hat trick. But he was it was obviously a tough night for Toronto, and and Hildeby did his best. I mean, just like 40 shots, a lot of shots. You know what I mean? And it's definitely being in a bachelor party at a bar where there is like, I may have been a volume shooter on some of those nights with way less success than Dylan Gunther. Anyway, I don't know why I'm bringing that up, but that's kind of where my brain goes. And you know what? We'll just flush that analysis down the toilet.
I need a minute.
Do you? No, you don't. No,
I mean,
it's kind of it was as bad as you might picture it.
That was so good. So on that note, OEL, the only Leaf with a plus rating on Tuesday, Morgan Riley and Nylander were both -4. But Cabbie, when we talk about bachelor parties, Vegas is kind of one of the capitals aside from Nashville. You spent a lot of time in Vegas. The Leafs have a day off in Vegas right now. What would be your guide for them for a day off in Vegas before taking on Mitch Marner?
Well, we all know that, there are some extracurriculars that they could get into, but I don't
Minus
think
strip clubs. I'll say no strip clubs.
In Sin City, there's some extracurriculars they could get into. Okay.
What?
You know what? When Mitchie was with Toronto, Mitchie's house was the hangout. He hosted all the parties. He had like the Super Bowl party at his house. So like, he's obviously still close with Mo and Austin and probably like a dozen guys on the team. So Mitchie could have, and he just bought a beautiful house in Summerlin, could have some of the guys at his house, because that's just like his house is the spot. And I don't think anybody would. Listen, if it happens, it wouldn't get out. But anyway, so okay, if not for Mitchie hosting his former team, like his brothers at his house,
because they're on the road right now. Yeah.
Because they don't get until. Oh, they're probably there now. No,
they're in LA tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, my fault. Thank you for the correction. So that's not going to happen.
Mitchie's going to Airbnb the team his house. Just like you guys can have it for the day.
Triple the cost.
Well, if they're in LA, then they gotta like just hit In-N-Out Burger or Shake Shack or Father's Office just to get a nice burger. Just like, again, just enjoy yourself. And then, Vegas. Either just go golfing. There's a PGA course in Summerlin, which is beautiful. I've heard. I'm not a golfer. Or just go Top Golf and just like Top Golf, get a couple of, take a playbook out of George Kittle. Sorry. Take a page out of George Kittle's playbook, get a bottle of tequila, shots all around, play for some money. Just have one of those team building days on the road and either golf or Top Golf. If by Lindsay's parameters, adult entertainment venues are not available as an option, then that's my recommendation. Or last thing, just hit one of like where the Cosmo is in the Aria. Just go buy something expensive for your lady, for your girlfriend or your wife. Go drop $5,000 on a bag and just I don't know if it's a guilt purchase or whatnot, but go do some shopping for your lady, bring something home nice from the road, and then call it a day.
I would be definitely on the Top Golf train, but if you're going to be in Vegas, team dinner at Carbone's, get all. Oh yeah, you just get the chicken parm, get all the pasta you want in the world, and just load up, carb load, and burn that off tomorrow night against the Vegas Golden Knights.
Get up my guy Nick at Carbone. Just one of the Lindsay, have you been to Carbone?
Yeah, I have also been to Sinatra's, which is in the Wynn, which was severely overpriced. But I go to Top Golf every summer when I go to NBA Summer League. So I'm like, hell yeah, go to Top Golf. It's fun.
And get a bottle of Casamigos for the amigos and just call it, Uber home, boom. Get some Gatorade. Make sure to have some Gatorade in the hotel room. A couple bottles of Gatorade, couple of Advils. Mm-hmm. And there you go.
We've got them set up. And in the chat, I love it. In the chat, they're recommending the Neon Boneyard. Go to Fremont Street. The Neon Boneyard is really entertaining, but on Fremont Street, you have the Rat Pack Impersonator Show. So lights up, let's go. No, we're not going to send them to watch guys that died. Okay, yeah, I thought so. Anyways, let's go to another storyline. I would love to go and be like, hey, do you guys know who Dean Martin is? Sammy Davis Jr. Like, they should know who Frank Sinatra is, or I'm just going to rage. Yes. But we're not going to go there. People may not rage if Dougie Hamilton, Toronto's own, could end up a Toronto Maple Leaf. His name has kind of been thrown out there. Dan, do you think he could be a fit for the Leafs?
So Dougie Hamilton he's kind of in it right now. You know, like New Jersey wants to get rid of him. They've been trying to get rid of him. He's got a trade clause that he has used. I mean, he negotiated into his contract. That is his right. If he doesn't want to go to the San Jose Sharks, as Elliot Friedman reported, he doesn't have to go to the San Jose Sharks because he has that right. But New Jersey is now putting him in the press box. He's a $9 million defenseman. Like, this is an untenable situation. And a trade, if it's not imminent, it looks like that's the only path forward for Dougie Hamilton and the New Jersey Devils. Now, he's 32 years old. He's still got 2 years left at $9 million. But you know what? As I've talked about so often here with the Leafs, they don't have assets to trade. And to Dougie Hamilton, while he may not be living up to his contract in this very moment, is still a pretty good defenseman. The Leafs could use an offensive play-driving guy that maybe takes over some of the top power play minutes from Morgan Riley in the future as well. And he could be had at what I assume is a lesser cost than you would expect a Rasmus Andersson to go for at the deadline as one of the top available rental defensemen that the Leafs have also been linked to. This, to me, seems opportunistic and something that could fit more for the Leafs if they really do want to go down the path of adding a defenseman before the NHL trade deadline. So I think it's a good idea at the right cost for Toronto.
Do you think it's a good idea to give 18-year-old Matthew Schaefer his own beer when he's not even legal to drink? Let's go. And we're talking about Dougie Hamilton and Hamilton's own Schaefer getting his own adult beverage.
Wait. How is this even possible? Like, he's not 21.
Daddy.
The man is 18. He's like, they're selling Schaefer Daddy brews. He's not even allowed to drink them. He can't. How can he endorse them? He's not allowed to taste it.
But wait, is there like a non-alcoholic version, like a white can, same design, but like the non-alcoholic version, the 0.0 version, like
maybe it's still in development.
Yeah, that's what they need to offer. Like, and he can hold that version, but just not the blue can. Maybe that's how they get around it.
Just hilarious.
The Schaefer Daddy beers, like he's 18. You know, we know legal drinking age in the U.S. is 21. But like, I don't know of a New York Islander that has ever swept up the city like Schaefer Daddy has, as they're calling him now, apparently. I mean, he's crazy. He's an 18-year-old rookie defenseman, and he looks like he's going to easily walk away with the Calder Trophy. But I just can't remember an athlete that's like swept up a city like this, especially from the Islanders' perspective, because it's not been that great.
Could you imagine what the early 80s were like for Mike Bossy and Brian Trottier?
Man.
In the 80s, bro. Oh, man. Like, we're talking about
cleaning up, man.
Beer would be like the beer would be the least offensive thing that those players would consume. And they probably have beers. Those guys probably had beers. Maybe I should throw out the allegedly, but like in between periods. When I worked at the store, there was a producer that had this tape, this like highlights, like, but it was like a lowlights tape of just like these moments. And there were guys that were like smoking right before they have to do the in-between period interview in the hallway. Guys,
yeah.
And then step up and then like, pucks in deep, give it 110%. Like, it's like actually, so in the early 80s, I'm sure it was just on Long Island, just absolute pandemonium. And those guys won 4 cups in a row. So I'm sure there are some books that can't be written about that era, but I imagine the good times were had.
That makes me think of Darryl Strawberry, also the legendary stories in between innings and during games, what he would go do in the clubhouse. And if you don't know what I'm saying, you can go look that up because it was naughty.
You can imagine. You can imagine.
Yeah.
did Darryl Strawberry or Doc Gooden miss the Mets World Series parade? Or maybe they missed it or they were late for it in 1986 when the Miracle Mets beat the Boston Red Sox. And I think they missed the parade because they were partying from the night before or whatever. And this is the middle of the 80s, so you know what they were consuming. Tony Yayo was just like all over the anyway. Okay.
I love that. I would miss the Leafs parade if and when it happens because I'll probably still just be on such a trip of all of the alcohol because I'll be so happy. Really had to watch what I was saying there.
Yeah, I was like,
that was a bad segment. Like, where are we going? Yeah, no.
What are we talking about here, Linz? Grandma Linz.
Never done any of those. Grandma Linz is not as square as, I'm kidding. Sorry, Mom, if you're watching. Just a fun fact that 21 of their 36 games remaining for the Leafs are on the road. We will have Jack Armstrong on in a moment, but I do want to talk a little bit of other NBA news that has happened. Yesterday, the Bucks on home court, we know there's been a lot of storylines surrounding them and whether or not Giannis is going to stay there. And he says he's never asked for a trade. Well, they were getting blown out and they were being booed. And guess what? Giannis, after getting the and one, he booed them back. If you haven't seen or heard it, take a look, take a listen.
Gave it a go. This is tied for the largest halftime deficit this year. It was also 31 to the Lakers.
Heavy boots.
And West. Count the bucket.
There, that's and one.
Tough two to get.
That's tough.
Gave it a go.
Guys, I love it.
This is
I loved every moment of that, guys. I know that there's some fans that would be mad, and we'll see. We say I love that you can take the heat. Yeah, people are gonna be like, oh, you get paid $100 million, but how sad are they going to be when Giannis is not part of that organization? What he's helped bring to that organization and what he still can do on that court. Like, and I know they weren't just specifically booing him, but I love the cojones on him and that he booed him back. Go for it. I like when they show a little bit of personality on the court. And it's like when people were mad at Austin when he did, I believe, Dan, was it the Hulk Hogan? I think you're telling, yes. After he had the goal.
Yeah.
You dish it to them, they can dish it back. I know I'm not in the majority for this, but when you heard them booing in the reaction, Cabbie, what was your thoughts to what just happened?
I kind of love it. I mean, he's also like, he's sticking up for himself and his teammates. Yeah. And like, yes, they're down by 30. They obviously know they're playing terribly. And and the fans, I've never booed a home team ever. And I just wouldn't, just because I can't imagine how hard it is to do that job. And yes, you get paid a lot of money, but you're still human beings. And also you got to ride for your home team. You got to ride for your home squad. Although I do understand that Giannis has said he's never wanted a trade, but there were rumors last year that he wanted a trade to New York. And maybe he hasn't physically said to some person, to the front office in Milwaukee, I want to trade. But the person he pays 4% of that $200 million deal, he's the mother bleeper that says, yeah, my client wants to get out of here. So, and there's just like one place that he wants to go play in, and it's the major media market in this entire association. So I get it from the fans. I don't like it. And I kind of like Giannis's reaction. Dan, you were doing this. So are you down on what Giannis did?
No, I love what Giannis did.
Okay.
We disagree. Here. We like the fans. They're allowed to do whatever they want, but yeah, like if Giannis wants to give it back to them later on, absolutely. I love that part of the whole thing. But in this context, you guys are right about like Giannis has kind of made Milwaukee relevant over the last decade, right? The Greek Freak. What were the Milwaukee Bucks before Giannis Antetokounmpo showed up on their doorstep? I don't remember exactly what they were because they were one of those kind of in the middle teams in the NBA. Maybe they make a playoff appearance every now and again and yada, yada, yada. Giannis made them relevant and he brought a championship to that city. So, for me, it's kind of hard to like, I get where Giannis is coming from on this because he has brought so much to that city and why it would fire him up to hear those boos, even if I still feel like, if a fan wants to boo when the team is getting their a belt to ass kind of game on home court,
Yeah.
so be it. But expect to get it back at some point if players don't like it.
Well, we'll talk a little bit more NBA news around the world, including what's happening for some All-Star voting. Tonight is the last night you can vote for the All-Stars. I believe it's 3-for-1 voting, but there is somebody that is an All-Star in our heart. He is just a lovely human being. As we're seeing tonight, the Raptors are in Indianapolis to take on the Pacers. That is none other than Jack Armstrong, longtime broadcaster with the Raptors all around. Amazing. Jack!
Hello!
Hello!
Jack, good morning, sir.
How we doing?
Good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
Wonderful. Wonderful.
We're even better now. You always bring the vibes up. I have to say this to everyone in the world. Like, this world sometimes can be a dumpster fire of garbage, but you are always a light in it. You are so kind. You are joyful. So we're just, and I need to know, where are you at right now? I see the Bills hat, Bills Mafia. Have you kind of come down after them getting their first playoff road win in almost 3 decades, Jack? How we doing?
I'm doing great. I'm in Indianapolis. We got a game tonight, Raptors Pacers tonight. So here in my hotel room, just getting organized, getting ready for the game tonight, and happy to be on with you. And go Bills! Yeah, huge win the other day. They got their hands full on Saturday afternoon in Denver. So I'm enjoying it. And then let's hope they can regroup and get some people healthy and play really well and find a way to win at Denver. So it'll be a really tough game. And people forget this: when you play in Denver, there's that advantage in terms of the altitude that, when visiting teams come in, and I've experienced it firsthand with the Raptors over the years, it takes a while to adjust to it. So, that's a huge part of their home field, home ice, home court advantage that all their teams have. And it's pretty evident when you experience it. So, but I'm excited about that game. But first, I got to worry about the Raptors Pacers tonight.
That you do. I'm curious. Have you went for a morning run already?
No, not yet. No, I'll do that a little bit later on. But I will definitely get my run in later on. It's a little chilly out here in Indianapolis. I might go on the dreaded treadmill, which I don't like. But it's supposed to be a little icy here later on, so I'm not going to be out there in the ice. So, but I'll get it in somehow, some way.
All right, actual basketball question for you now, as always. We do appreciate you joining us this morning ahead of the game against the Pacers. When it comes to Scottie Barnes, who is the current Eastern Player of the Week, when it comes to his defense, I know a lot of people talk about the buckets he scores. How have you seen him improve defensively?
I just think his attention to detail per play is a lot higher than I've ever seen it. Complete buy-in. It takes effort, uh, a lot of times you see with younger players, they take a few plays off here and there defensively because they want to save it all for the offensive end. Because unfortunately, many people judge them based upon their statistical offensive numbers rather than the entirety, totality of their game. And I think the light has really come on where now he understands from a defensive perspective, offensive perspective in terms of playmaking, scoring, rebounding on both ends, playing with focus and determination each night. He's overwhelmingly been pretty consistent this year, and I think his defensive game, I think he's really responded to the challenge of being that next level guy defensively, where he can guard all 5 positions, and he's incredibly disruptive. And I'm really, really impressed with what I've seen from him in terms of just his overall growth. I think having Brandon Ingram in the lineup with him is taking a little bit of the pressure offensively off of Scottie in terms of scoring, because I think he's a guy that's very comfortable being a playmaker and being a servant for others. So to me, I'm really, really impressed with his growth as a player. To me, he's an all-star, and no doubt about it. To your point, Lindsay, I think he could be an all-defensive player as well.
So, Jack, I've learned that Darko likes to have himself like 10, 11, 12 espressos a day to get himself through the day and focus. And I'm just wondering, like, are you doing espresso shots before every broadcast to get yourself hyped up? No?
No way. No, I drink water all day, and I at home I drink green tea during the game, and if they have green tea tonight here in Indiana, I think they do. From the last time I was here, I recall being able to have a few cups of tea, so to warm the voice up during the course of the game. But no, I'm not. I'm not a coffee drinker. I'm not an espresso drinker. I've tried. I had a bad experience a year ago. I was at a rehearsal dinner for my nephew's wedding, and they were having espresso martinis.
Oh.
I said, "Wow, this tastes good." So I had one, then I had another one, and I was like, it kind of rocked my world. So I've sworn off espresso martinis, and I've only had Red Bull once in my life too, and it had the same exact impact on me. I couldn't handle it.
So you got the natural vibes.
So I like to stick with the agua and the tea, and then post game, then we could talk about a glass of beer or maybe a glass of wine after all the stress. So you get the stress out of work in the game after the game.
It's a classy way to do it. I like that. So, Darko, 24-17, this Raptors team. I said it yesterday, and I'm sure everybody feels the same way. Like 24-17 at the midway point of the season, everybody in the organization probably would have signed up for that with the way that the last couple of years have gone. From Darko's perspective, specifically as the coach, how have you seen him work this team to get them to where they are midway through the year?
I've seen him, usually about people in their third year, whether it be a player, an executive, a coach. And I really think that his confidence level in terms of this is how I coach, this is how we play, this is my philosophy, and I know what I want to get done. And I saw that in training camp this year in Calgary, and then carrying over to Vancouver as well as they were getting ready for the season, that he was very comfortable in his own skin in terms of what we're going to do and how we're going to accomplish it. That was, to me, I think in the first 2 years, you had a lot of roster upheaval. Were they rebuilding, restructuring, rebooting? There's a lot of different ways you could describe what they were trying to do, but nonetheless, I think it was kind of disjointed, and at times it was difficult for him to really show what he was capable of doing. I think there's a lot more roster stability now. And with that being said, you add a guy like Brandon Ingram, other guys now fall into better, more reasonable, logical spots in terms of their skill level. And it's, I think, helped him be able to then put things in place that make sense. So I think he's done a really, really good job. He's got buy-in. They not only respect him, they like him. And in coaching today's modern athlete, I think you got to be able to do both. The idea of being a tyrant and being hard-nosed and being distant from your players, you can't do that. I think a really good coach in this era has to have really good bedside manner, as well as incredible leadership qualities. You got to be tough. You got to be firm. You got to stand your ground. And at the same time, you got to be able to sell them and bond with them on a personal level, so that when you do get in there, when you get after them and you get in their ass and you start screaming and yelling at them as well, they're able to take it because they know it's coming from a good place of trust and respect. And that's there. And if at the same time, the coach will know as well that when a player snipes back at them, they know it's coming at them from a good place as well, because there's that relationship. There's I'm not sure, I don't know if I've used it on the air, but I use it a lot when I do public speaking. One of the great things I learned as a young coach was at a coach's clinic, and one of the coaches that was speaking said, it's all about the 7 R's. And rules without relationships equal rebellion. Part 2, rules with relationships equal respect and results. And ultimately, we're in the business of results. And, I bring that up from a coaching and leadership standpoint. And I think Coach Darko has that great way about him where he can be firm, and yet guys really respect that, but they like him too, and they'll play hard for him. And that those 7 R's. Imagine if our society used that a whole lot more. We'd fix a lot of things if people just actually respected each other and listened to each other.
Great points. Jack Armstrong, great to see you as always. I'm going to follow you on that coaching tip. As you were a coach at Niagara a few years ago for about a decade, is there like an unwritten rule or a protocol when talking to other head coaches about like a player that you're seeing or the system that they're running? Like, I don't know if this exists because you're in the broadcast booth, but does this exist where you can't really speak about a player or a stretch of games or whatever? What is that relationship like between, as a former coach who is now a broadcaster, and any particular coach? I'm not saying Coach Darko. It could be any coach that's led the Raptors while you've been working in media.
It's interesting. I've always tried to, and I've worked with a lot of head coaches and assistant coaches in my time in Toronto. This is my 28th year. So I think you try to build a personal relationship with them, and it's all based on trust, right? That if I'm having a conversation with you, Cabbie, and you're the coach, whether you're the head coach or the assistant coach, what is said here, what is seen here, what goes on here stays here when we leave here. That there's a bond that I'm not going to reveal anything in a conversation on the air that isn't permitted to be, or I'm going to respect that relationship. So in terms of talking about players, if anyone ever asks my opinion, I'll give it. If I'm not asked it, I'm not going to give it. In terms of off the air, I think I respect the sanctity of the position of the coach and the coaching staff. If they were, and there have been many times over the years with all different coaches that they've said, "Hey, what are you seeing with this? What are you seeing with this player? Or what are you seeing with what we're doing?" And when that time comes, I'll give my opinion, but only when that's asked. I'm not one of those people that will walk on a plane or in a hotel lobby or whatever and say, "Hey, what are you doing with this guy? I didn't like what you ran there." No, that's not my place. Now, when I get on the air, my job is to first guess, not second guess. I'm going to try as best as I can to say, if I was in this situation, this is how I would do it before it even happens. And again, I always joke. I use a lot of self-deprecation that, I joke about my coaching record and my and lack of success. And, so I'm not trying to take myself too seriously that I have all the answers, because you don't. No one does. But I think there's got to be a lot of respect there. And there is. And I've enjoyed my relationship. And look, there's a lot of guys I came up with that are still coaching or just getting out that have made a lot of money. And the guys that are coaching today are making amount of money: football, basketball, baseball, hockey, whatever it is. But the stress is insane. And honestly, I'm finding it more and more, and it's just not basketball, but in general, talking to high school, talking to college coaches, pro coaches, a lot of people just aren't that happy. They're wealthy, but they're not that happy because the stress is just immense. I mean, you look at 2 great coaches we've had leave their organizations, Coach Harbaugh in Baltimore, Coach Tomlin in Pittsburgh. These guys are amazing, and they're great leaders. And it's sad. It really is. But both will land easily on their feet. And at times that bothers me. And I'll say one thing as a former coach that I really don't like. particularly when you look at the situation with Coach Harbaugh in Baltimore. And there's a clause called the offset clause. So now if I'm Mr. Biscotti, the owner of the Baltimore Ravens, and I just in good faith, as did my employee in good faith, put pen to paper and sign a contract saying I'm going to be your coach for the next, I don't know if it was 2 or 3 year extension. If I decide as the owner to break that agreement, that coach should be fully compensated because I made a decision, not in a partnership, which a contract is a partnership. I made a decision to break that deal. Therefore, I should owe that coach the money. The offset contract, which I don't like, and unfortunately is built into almost all coaching contracts now. When I coached, I wouldn't allow it. Because what happens is they turn around and say, hey, we can fire Coach Harbaugh. He'll get another job tomorrow, and we'll be off the hook for his money, which I think is complete nonsense. And to me, so that's why you see so many coaches, teams pull the trigger sooner than you maybe even think they should, because they know someone else is going to line up to hire that person. And it's all about money. Believe me, people think twice. If they owe a guy for 3 years and big money, a lot of teams will be reluctant to eat that money if they have to eat it.
Got it. For the audio audience, they can't see that you are wearing a Buffalo Bills cap. So I'm just going to ask you one more question. And it's about Josh Allen, who infamously vomits before games. What is the closest your body has ever come to purging itself because of nerves, if you've spoken about it, and stress, either before your first coaching game or before the first time you broadcasted an NBA game or the first time you broadcasted an NBA game on television or a Raptors playoff game? What's the closest your body has had that kind of reaction because of nerves and stress?
You know what I try to do is I try to run it out. Seriously. I try,
like at the stadium?
Lindsay asked me earlier about No. The day of the game, I feel like running is therapeutic to me. Working out is therapeutic. And, when I coached, the most calm I was actually right before the game started, because it's the old term, the hay was already in the barn. We're prepared. We're prepared for this game. Like I've done my job. I've prepared. Now, what I try to do is mentally go through every possible scenario, up 1, 12 seconds left, down 3, 18 seconds left, different scenarios, substitution patterns. You think all of it through because we're not playing chess. We're playing turbo chess. It's rapid fire. So I think preparation is a calming thing. So I wouldn't say that I have a lot of anxiety before a game. I'm actually very calm, and I feel like I'm prepared. And I think when you're prepared, you do that. Now, I think of Josh Allen. I can't speak for him. I can only look and see how he plays. The guy is such an incredibly prideful competitor. He's just so amped up and so ramped up to play. I think he just has to let off a little steam and
through his mouth.
And yeah. And to me, I think it's stress. It's stress. But if that helps him, so be it. And it's interesting. So many people are superstitious. It's like baseball players. They always step over the line when they go out on the field or jump over the line. It's just little things that people do. And it's funny. I find that with the greatest athletes, they're all a little superstitious and they're all a little insecure. And that insecurity, it doesn't come off that they're insecure. But these guys know the stakes, and they know they're the hunted, they're the top one, and people are game planning to stop them. So there's a lot on your mind, and there's a lot on your plate, and it's remarkable to see the Josh Allens and the LeBron Jameses and the Wayne Gretzky's or whoever, the great athletes we've had in all sports. They're fanatical in their preparation.
So no vomiting. Okay, got it.
no vomiting from Jack today.
Just one.
You know, we appreciate you. When it comes to stress or prep, something I do and I listen to all the time is music. And I've had conversations with you about my love for the Rat Pack. We talk Sinatra, Dean Martin, and Sammy Davis Jr., but I love listening to Hello and Happy Holidays. So Jack, I have a proposal for you to give the people what they want. Can you release an album around Valentine's Day that features like some rendition of That's Amore or something called Get That Heartbreak Out of Here? Take my money,
today,
Jack.
I think today is January 14th. I only have a month, and I got a bunch of games coming up, so I'm not sure if I have enough time to prepare. But nonetheless, I'm sure I'll belt a few of those tunes out today when I'm running. I do listen to music like you, and yeah, I don't know if I have enough time to do that. And people ask me, are you going to put out another album? I haven't really given it a lot of thought at this point. Doing one album was a lot of work. And definitely, I don't think I'm giving up my career doing this to go into singing for a career. I'm definitely an amateur.
We appreciate your time so much. Thank you for your time, and go Bills. Thank you so much, Jack.
Go Bills. And thanks. And great to be on with all you. Cabbie, the last time I saw you, I think we were walking on a street in Toronto. I ran into you in Toronto. Remember that?
Yeah, we're at Portland and Portland and Wellington. I think you were going to speak at an event, and I was like either coming from a lunch or going to a lunch. But it was always great to speak with you, and I can
that's the last time I saw you.
Yeah. It was great. And I look forward to seeing you again. We all do. Whether it's at Scotiabank or some random intersection in Toronto.
Whose dog is that, by the way?
I'm sorry, that's my dog Sophia yelling, "I love Jack Armstrong too."
No, say the full name, Lindsay. It's
my
Sophia.
dog's full name is Sophia Michael Jordan Keith Richards Dunn Peterson, and yeah. Wow. We can discuss this next time I see you, Jack. Don't worry about it. You go enjoy your day.
I definitely will. Tell Sophia to have a great day. All the best, and thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Jack.
He is absolutely fantastic. You can hear him and see him on the call tonight on TSN as the Toronto Raptors will be taking on the Pacers. My dog loves Jack. Everybody loves Jack. He's so great. I've been lucky enough to have one of those glasses of beer or wine with him after a game, and he is just so lovely. But we will talk a little bit about the Pacers and the Raptors this game tonight. They're taking on former Raptor Pascal Siakam, who obviously won the 2019 championship with them. He also won the G League championship with the 905. And he right now is poised to make another All-Star appearance. So I saw him on the weekend with an interview that will air Monday because there's some fun exclusive things that we cannot talk about until then. But what I could roast him about is when he was at the All-Star game. Take a listen. Comes to this All-Star game, when you had that camcorder footage from like 1902, like who uses those anymore? How much footage did you have, and do you actually go through it all?
Yeah, no, for sure. You can ask the team, PS43 production. We go through everything. We go through the footage, and now it's exciting. Like All-Star is always a great time, and again, if I'm blessed to be there again, like it'll be awesome, and we always try to be creative and do something cool, and that's why you have a whole production behind you. So I think, looking forward to it. Hopefully we can get there and do some cool things.
It was 2 years ago he had that camcorder. I'm like, come on, bro. And then he has his own production company. Fred has his own production company. Norm Powell has his own production company.
The whole bench mob.
The bench mob. Yeah, they're doing big things. So yeah, when it comes to the All-Star game, like I mentioned before, final day to get your votes in for whoever you would like to see on that court in Los Angeles.
Scottie Barnes.
But they didn't know.
Yes.
Scottie Barnes is an All-Star. Man, I'm like, also just put the whole damn bench mob in there. I want to see that. NBA current and former bench mob, because I love them all. But the NBA All-Star for the Rising Star tournament, they announced who the coaches are going to be. Listen to the Hall of Famers that will be coaching these rising stars. Carmelo Anthony, Vince Carter, Tracy McGrady, Austin Rivers.
Sorry, what?
Sorry, Austin Rivers? Yeah, Austin Rivers alongside Carmelo
One of these
Anthony,
things is
Vince
not
Carter,
like the
Tracy
other?
McGrady. Yeah. Yeah, you're picking up there. Yeah.
I guess they're all
I had
NBC analysts. Is that what they're going for here? But yeah,
think
three
so.
of them are legends and one is Austin Rivers.
One of them
Sorry,
is Doc
Austin.
Rivers'
I mean,
kid.
you are still a way better basketball player than I'll ever be, of course.
Me too. It is a strange pairing, but I think it's because NBC is showing having NBA All-Star Weekend, where it used to be TNT. That was like their TNT's thing. And I'm sure Inside the NBA will be in Los Angeles, but it's and the rookie game is. I feel like Austin Rivers might be more suited for the celebrity game as like an assistant coach, but I'm sure they'll have fun with it. And our guy Colin Murray Boyle should be representing the Toronto Raptors in the rookie game in Inglewood inside the I was going to say Kia. Is it the Kia Center? No, Intuit Dome.
The Intuit Dome, yeah.
Get into it. Get him into it. I'm going to stop there. That was terrible. I'm sorry. But yeah, so that'll be interesting to see what happens with Pascal, with Norm, with CMB, with Brandon, with Scottie, who will get to the All-Star game, and if they will bring a camcorder that is so vintage, they may not be able to plug it into. Maybe they'll use an aux cord, Cabbie, in the locker room. Sorry, way insider joke here, but something happening in Miami. Sometimes All-Star tickets, they are steep. I remember when it was here in 2016, how much tickets were going for, because everyone's like, hey, can you hook me up?
That was legitimately the coldest weekend ever.
Ever.
Like, anywhere ever. That was the coldest weekend I can remember.
Anywhere ever.
As somebody who grew up in Toronto, it was literally okay, great. We get to welcome all of the NBA here to Toronto and sell them on what a great city we have. It was like minus 72. It was so cold that week.
The wind coming off the lake was extra angry. And like all these, it just confirmed to anybody who is not from Canada how cold Canada was, whether you're from Japan or Brazil or Europe, covering, the All-Star game is just like this international hub of media and fans. And then like Canada was like, oh yeah, we're just going to remind you, we're the coldest nation ever. And that weekend was miserable. It was so cold.
I remember interviewing Snoop Dogg, and he in his Snoop Dogg terms was like, what the hell is this weather? I'm not even going to try to say how he said it. And then he went and smoked some weed to try to make himself a little bit warmer. But I was mad because I just moved here from Saskatchewan like a year before. I'm like, I thought I left this stuff back there. But you know who thrives in cold weather and on the ice is, I'm going to say, an icon in the curling community. Has 20 Grand Slam titles, #1 in the world and in our heart. Team Canada's own Rachel Homan joining us now, and we appreciate you. Good morning to you. Thanks for joining us, champ.
Good morning.
Thanks for having me.
So the Olympics, a month away, just under a month away when they officially start in Italy. This could be nothing. I am just curious. When you officially, qualify to go to the Olympics again, and you really wasn't that long ago, you put all that work into it physically, mentally. Do you let loose and just let it rip after because you're like, we got qualified and we can go, or did you play it easy?
I think we celebrated a little bit. Yeah, it was. I mean, you work so hard. There's so many years and so much that goes into it. So many pieces that have to fall into place at the right time, and we're thankful that they did. Going back to the Olympics is just surreal. You think you go once and that's going to be your only opportunity. So I'm just so grateful to be going to my third.
You are just, and I know you hear this all the time, you're so inspirational, you're so badass, but you are the first Canadian skip since Sandra Smoller to win back-to-back world titles. And for me, for those who do not know, I just think it is so crazy that when you won the last world title, you had like an eye infection, you couldn't see out of it. None of us knew until like 2 months later. How do you do what you do? To me, this is insane. Like, how blocked was your vision?
I could see out of it. It just was blurry out of the one eye, which I've never experienced before because I now wear glasses that I learned. I don't know what happened. It was just a random eye infection. And then, just out of my left eye was really blurry. So it was hard to see the far end as clear as I'm used to. Obviously I could still see. There was no blackout by any means. So it just is different, right? And pretty scary. The first game I had to play, I wasn't sure if I should be in the house or, calling lines. It's just an unknown you've never experienced before. But, we made it work, and it was totally fine. Didn't really affect my play, other than just like trying to use the glasses that I had to make it less blurry when I was calling line. And yeah, I mean, things come up all the time in sport, whether like, injuries people play through, like broken bones and things. It's just part of the nature of the sport that things come up, and you just got to find a way to play through it. Our sport doesn't really have to deal with, hopefully, as many broken bones as most sports. So we're pretty lucky.
So given that the Olympics are coming up in Italy, and the curling will take place in Cortina, I always wondered this, like, do you think your curling skills would translate to a bocce court? Because very similar, right?
I mean, maybe, no, it's not really similar.
You're trying to be so nice there.
This is what I'm here for, to ask the best questions.
I think you beat me at bocce, and I don't think you can beat me at curling. Yeah, it's definitely different. It's more like darts, maybe.
Yeah, it's, well, you throw the
both, so.
Yeah. Well, okay. I thought there were some similarities, but you know what? I'll take it from the pro that maybe not as much. So you mentioned, this is, you've been to the Olympics before. How have those experiences maybe prepared you better for this one? How are you preparing for your upcoming Olympic opportunity?
Yeah, I mean, every Olympics is so different locations, different circumstances. The first one is always so scary and intimidating, like at least it was for us. And then, obviously to not do as well as you thought you were going to do, that's tough to take. And going to Beijing, obviously very crazy times, very isolating, and no one was able to go. So this time it's really exciting to have friends and family go over. We have a huge crew going, and we're super excited to have them there supporting us. We're in the mountain village this time, so kind of up and like maybe 5-6 hours away from the main village. So sadly, we won't be able to see too many other sports, but I think that's great. We're just going to focus on our job and our goal as a team, and put our best foot forward for Canada.
Your teammates Tracy and Sarah were asked to describe you, and the word that came up in both of their answers was determined. I wonder if you had to describe them, how would you describe your teammates?
All of them are so different, right? That's what makes such a great team, is just bringing in different personalities and different strengths. And I think, Tracy has that quiet confidence, and, Emma's got the louder confidence. You can hear it on the ice. She's confident in her tactics and her ability to make big shots. And then, Sarah's that, steady hand. She's always there, trying to, help her teammates out, and, giving one word to describe everyone. Obviously I failed at that. But just trying to give you a bit of an in on their personality, I guess.
Well, thank you for that, Rachel. It's nice to meet you. Curling is a very social sport involving adult beverages. So after competition, how often have you had a few beverages with these two players, these two skips, Tabitha Peterson of the United States or Anna Hasselborg of Sweden?
Oh, man. I don't know if I ever have. When we play the States, it's usually at Worlds or a big event. So as much as curlers have the rap of maybe having a beverage, we don't really do that, and massive competitions like that. Anna, we see on the road a little bit, but it's busy schedules for everybody. I'm sure I've had at some point once we're both out of the event, for sure. So
all this says to me is that you don't mix business and pleasure, and you're just locked in from the moment you touch down, on the tarmac or whatever. You're just focused, which is great because that's led to your excellence. Okay, so I want to bring it that level of competitiveness into your home. How much does the same level of competitiveness that you have on the sheet transfer at home during game night, whether it's playing Uno or playing Settlers of Catan? Like, bring us into the family night. And are you still as locked in, or do you let the family, all right, you guys can have this one because I know I would dominate you in what I'm great at out on the sheet of ice?
I think with my friends, I get way too competitive. Not many people want to be on my team.
Well, they don't want to face you either, it seems like.
Yeah, they just don't want to mess up. I try and take it down as much as I can. But with the kids, just want them to enjoy card games and stuff. So, I mean, I'm not going to
let them win, is what it sounds like.
Yeah, I kind of threw a couple. I mean, they're 4 and 6, so I let them have a couple wins right now. But once I get to a certain age, there's no more.
Right, yeah. Understood.
I love it. I'd also love eventually for you to have an adult beverage with us at some point. We can play Uno, and I am extremely competitive. Rachel. Let's go. Potentially after the
Celebrate
Olympics.
after. Yes.
Yeah. We appreciate that. But also something that's happening after the Olympics. I'm so excited to hear your thoughts on this. It's just curling getting their first professional league with the Rock League. I screamed when I heard this, seeing how curling is kind of even getting more in the main stage and more fans and this league. How excited are you for this opportunity and for curlers to get even more opportunities and spotlights?
Yeah, it's something, we never thought would come. And, we've got a lot of people that have jumped on board in the curling group that just want to take the sport to the next level. And obviously those things take time. There's been quite a few professional women's leagues that have started up over the last 5 years, and that's amazing to see. And we hope that, it continues on that path and just getting bigger and bigger.
One more question before we let you go. When you play Uno and say someone lays down pick up 2, the Uno rulebook says that person then skips a turn. Do you do it as they can do pick up 2, and you get to keep your turn?
Honestly, I'm new to Uno, and we read the rules, so we just played by the rules. We skipped once you picked up 2, and it's devastating.
Yeah.
It's a tough rule. It's a tough rule, yeah.
Yeah, I cannot wait to make you pick up 2 and miss a turn. This might be the only chance I might be able to beat you at something. But other than that, we are so grateful for your time today. Thank you, and good luck in the Olympics. And just thank you for being badass as always. And congratulations on the new book coming out for the kids. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
All the best, Rachel.
Rachel Homan, just an absolute legend in curling. Just happy to have her here. Can't wait to see what happens in the Olympics, and I can't wait for her to actually beat me at Uno. Pick up 2. I play at that. You get to continue. You get your turn, and then you can lay another pick up 2. So eventually someone has to pick up 27, and it's just chaos in the Dunn household, guys. I'm excited for her.
I played against my niece and some family over the holidays, and my niece is like super into it. She's 7 years old, and she's like she throws down and miss a turn, and she's just like, miss a turn, and I'm not sorry about it. Like, yeah. Where's the spice level coming from, Noemi? Jeez.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that spice level. And I would love to hear the spice coming to you guys as ProLine pick of the day, because when watching your favorite sports, make things interesting with ProLine. Must be 18 plus to bet in store, 19 plus online, and for Ontario residents only. Please play responsibly. Dan, what do you have today?
Hopefully a winner.
Yes.
Yesterday I was going to go with Dylan Gunther, and then I decided to pull it out at the last minute. And revenge game. Matthias Michelli did not play out for the Leafs last night, as we discussed. So tonight we're going in a different direction. New York Rangers been struggling. They've lost 4 in a row. They got no answers. Captain JT Miller has been asked, what happened? Did you guys have a dip in play in the second period? He's like, I don't know. I don't know what happened. So they are frustrated. They're going to come out firing tonight against the Ottawa Senators, who are playing on the second half of a back-to-back. So give me a Mika Zibanejad goal for the New York Rangers tonight against the Sens.
Let's go, Dan. This young man, I'm going to take my pick in the association. This young man has started 6 straight games for the Toronto Raptors, gaining valuable experience and minutes. Another test of his mental fortitude is playing a team that Toronto should beat. The Toronto Raptors should beat the Indiana Pacers tonight. And we have seen Colin Murray-Boyles reach career highs in points and rebounds this month in January. He's averaging 10 points and 8 rebounds. So the play tonight for me, for entertainment purposes only, is Colin Murray Boyles over 7.5 rebounds against the Indiana Pacers, who have won 3 in a row.
Can't wait to see both of you guys be right tonight, celebrating it tomorrow on the show. The chat, thank you for everyone who's watched on Twitter, on Instagram, on YouTube, or if you are listening later in the chat, I'm learning all about some random sports. And also, someone is suggesting one of them play disc golf. I'm like, don't do it. Don't do it. But I want to have one question for you guys, which I saw a hot take on the internet that I disagree with. Shad McGinnis said French toast is better than pancakes and waffle. And I would like to quote Jack Armstrong saying, get that garbage out of here.
I'm with you, Lindsay.
Do you agree
Absolute
that
trash.
French toast? Yeah, that's a trash take.
Trash take.
French toast is better than pancakes and waffles. Dan, don't you dare say it.
So normal French toast, no. But if this is now an Italian tradition for me, if you make French toast out of panettone over the holidays, now you've raised the level. Now you're taking this to now you're playing a different game. So French toast panettone, I would take over regular pancakes.
The only kind of French toast that is like palatable is on Texas toast, but it's still a trash take. Pancakes is the OG goat, and then actually waffles.
Oh, and crepes though. Come on now.
Gee, and I'm gonna stick with like some fluffy pancakes as the goat breakfast. As far as I don't even know what the category waffles, French toast, pancakes are, because then you have omelets, you have whatever with the bread
and crepes and deliciousness.
Yeah.
Oh,
trash
yeah,
take.
just trash take.
Trash take. But French toast out of here. Even the Pantone, get that out of here.
Pantone. Pantene Proline, baby. Before we go and let them know who's going to be on the show tomorrow, can I show you guys what I was eating for breakfast today?
Let's go.
Sure. I'm
wasn't
ready to be surprised.
Not
amazed.
A sponsor.
Come on.
That's not Linz, that's not breakfast.
Not a sponsor. Yeah, it is. It's food and it's happening and it's good times. I am feeling great. The show vibe check 10 out of 10, except for people saying in the chat French toast is the best. Get that garbage out of here for real. And I'll stop quoting Jack Armstrong. But tomorrow, former Blue Jay Vernon Wells is on the show, and it is going to be obviously a great conversation. We're going to talk baseball. We're going to talk about the Raptors. We're going to talk more Leafs, but we're not going to talk about French toast because it sucks. Thank you for joining us for this episode of Off the Roster.
Hope you enjoyed this video. If you want more Off the Roster content, make sure to like and hype this video and subscribe to the Nation Network YouTube channel.